What I want to do, though, is pick up on some of the themes that Gavin and Hugh were talking about in their excellent presentations. I was going to have a picture up here and ask you if you knew who it was, but it wouldn't actually fit on the thing. It was a very boring picture taken on 9th of May 1950 in the Foreign Office in Paris, the Quai d'Orsay, and it is of Robert Schuman giving the Schuman Declaration, which led to the setting up of the coal and steel community, which led to the common market, which led to the European community, which led to the European Union. And the reason it's interesting is because, not because Robert Schuman is sitting there, but because there's a very small Hercule Poirot-looking like guy sitting right beside him. And he's a balding, aged 50 or something, French civil servant called Jean Monnet. And the reason he's interesting, because it wasn't Schuman's declaration, it was Monnet's. And he came up with the whole idea. And if you want to really understand how Europe got into this mess, it's interesting to look at Monnet, because his first big bit of international cooperation was during the First World War. This gives me the opportunity to talk about exciting things like submarines rather than the EU and so on, which you're all bored with already. What he realized was, as an exporter and an importer, was we were making a total mess of the use of our merchant ships in the First World War. They were arriving half empty, they were bringing things that weren't needed for 18 months, they were leaving munitions that we needed immediately in America, and the Brits were doing the same. And so, using his excellent contacts, he went to the French Prime Minister and said, why don't we just unite our shipping fleets and organize the loading and the unloading of them properly, and put up a list of what needs to be where, when, and do it properly. And the French Prime Minister said, well, if you can persuade the Brits to give up on their own independence, we'll do it. And he did. And the figures I've seen is that it increased the productivity of the merchant marine by about 30%. The Germans couldn't sink ships quick enough to make up for that, therefore we managed to keep going.